number 92 Slick Shoes, and they are coached by Coach Hope, Blakely, and Holly.
Texas is going to be in red. The Collision's going to be in black and blue. The Enabler is going to be wearing the star for the Outlaws of Texas Men Roller Derby. That's Walter Cation donning the star for the Collision.
And with that first whistle, we are out and rolling. The Enabler is your lead jammer for the Outlaws.
He made quick work at getting around that pack. Before they got to turn 2, he was lead.
Indeed, makes quick work rolling through that pack as well. Picks up 5 points for the Outlaw. Outlaws, plural.
Gotta love those Texas teams.
Acknowledges his bench coach, says, got it, going again.
We have a new jammer record. That's Easy Button for the Collision.
Enabler loses his lead jammer status, was assessed a penalty. So this is a power jam situation for Easy Button. You said it was Easy Button, right?
Yeah, Easy Button, and he's got a minute to do it.
5 points. Little confusion. Easy Button wasn't totally sure if he was going to the penalty box.
He looked guilty.
He's like, wait, me? What did I do? I'm ready to go. But instead, he was awarded with 5 points.
Easy Button gets around one more time, and it will be tied at 10 all.
Meanwhile, the Enabler has been released from the penalty box. Able to pick up 4 points. Ooh.
Easy Button getting knocked to the outside. Has forced to recycle all the way to the jammer line. Enabler puts 5 more in the sky, and that jam comes to a conclusion.
Enabler's coming in real hot there. But with fast speed comes fast feet.
That's Tally. He's going to be jamming for Texas. And that's Boomerang, going to be wearing the star for the Collision Roller Derby from North Carolina.
Boomerang goes in first, but Tally goes to the inside. Hit to the Boomerang hit to the outside by Steve Sweat. Recycles just back behind that jammer line. Meanwhile, Tally's fighting those last 2 blockers in black and blue. Clears it, and Tally is your lead jammer for the Outlaws. That is 2 for 2, 100% lead jammer status for the Outlaws.
Boomerang stashed that star and made it through the pack initially before Texas regrouped. They're playing defense over there in turn 2.
Tally takes a couple of tumbles, picks himself back up, says, I'm okay, I'm going to score my 5 points. And let's do it again.
Tally back around for another scoring pass.
Star pass to Admiral
Brickhouse.
Brickhouse. That's Brickhouse. I was like, he's a brick house.
8 points on that jam for Tally. Score is now 29-10. 26 minutes left in this first half.
Hit or miss taking the line for the Collision, going up against Dr. Feelgood for the Outlaws.
This is hit or miss second game today. Collision playing a brace 2 wall up front, keeping Dr. Feelgood at bay until I started talking about it, and Dr. Feelgood jumped out.
Anytime an announcer starts to say something, inevitably the opposite will happen.
That's
so
why I
we will
make it
always
happen.
be wrong. Rule number 1, if you can't deal with being wrong, you cannot be an announcer.
Sweet. That's Dr. Feelgood serving up a grand slam on that pass.
And he comes by, works his way real easily past those last couple of blockers in blue for another 5.
Dr. Feelgood with that fancy footwork that he's known for.
A little spin move there. Oh, he even goes down.
He's got a big bag of tricks in his.
I mean, geez, he looks going down and just popping right back up so easy. Like, just one hand, whoop, swoop.
Dr. Feelgood calls that off after gaining 15 points, 44-10, 24 minutes left in this first half.
And it actually looks like Dr. Feelgood picked up another 4 points, too.
That makes it 19.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Rydell. Experience unmatched stability and response in a simplified revolutionary design. The Power Dyne Area's Platinum Performance redefined. Who we got on the track this change?
Enabler on the track. The enabler on the track for the Outlaws going up against Waltercation. Waltercation is through and your lead jammer for the collision. This is the collision's first. Is it their first lead jammer status?
I believe so.
I think so.
I'll check with my crack producer. Yes, it is.
Your crack producer really knows their stuff.
And they're fast, too.
My goodness. It's almost as if no one's there to verify anything for you. They're that
wrong
fast.
very, very often.
Just a pro tip. We actually don't have a producer. We're making it up. So
Waltercation number 42 doing a lot of jamming today.
Nice hit there. I think that was Brick House causing the enabler to exit the track.
8 points on that jam for Waltercation. 48-18, 22 and some change left in this first half.
Some loose change.
Absolutely, some loose change. Boomerang's wearing the star for the collision.
Tally doing the same for the Outlaws.
Tally with 2 to beat up front.
Oh, a little bit of a kerfluffle over there, but Tally emerges as lead jammer.
Boomerang now out and eligible to score. But Tally knows that, and he calls it off.
That darn Tally. Doesn't he know that he's supposed to let the other team score some points, too? Isn't that how this works?
It is. And I want to welcome everybody that's tuned in to WFTDA.TV. I am Johnny Pepper.
I am Loose Change.
And we really do appreciate you turning in.
We do.
Who do we got on the line now?
Hi, Johnny. My name's Sarah. I'm calling from Virginia.
Yes, Sarah from Virginia. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I want to see some roller derby. Can you recommend anything for me to watch today?
I recommend watching Dr. Feelgood because right now he's the lead jammer in this game between the Texas Men's Roller Derby Outlaws and the Collision Roller Derby from North Carolina. Meanwhile, Hit or Miss wearing the star for the Collision is trying to work her way through the pack on her initial.
Hit or Miss coming up against that last 3 wall. Now down to the 2.
Nice spin move there by Feelgood into the straightaway. He grabs 5 points on that pass.
Dr. Feelgood and those patriotic skates.
Whew.
Serving up them grand slams like he works at Denny's.
Pancakes.
Everybody loves pancakes.
Pancakes are just a reason to have syrup. And if you disagree with me, well, that's fine. You can do that.
5 more points for Dr. Feelgood. Hit or Miss, still trying to work her way through that pack. We got a star pass. That's the Senator wearing the star now for the collision.
By Steve Sweat. And even with an offensive assist, Steve Sweat has his eyes locked on the Senator. Dr. Feelgood with another
Little bit of a pile up there in between the pivot line and the jammer line, just as Dr. Feelgood is coming through. He's able to sneak around, picks up 5 points. A little bit of a blocker rotation of penalties being assessed and coming and going for the collision over there. Currently, their jammer sits in the penalty box, not necessarily something that you exactly want when you just had 30 points scored on you by Dr. Feelgood in one jam.
In one jam, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Feelgood with 30 points. The enabler is going to be out there on a power start and in a power jam situation.
We have looks like official review being called by the collision.
This official review brought to you by the WFTDA tournaments.
Whoa!
And this year, the WFTDA tournaments provide everyone who loves roller derby an opportunity to witness the most anticipated matchups of the year.
So much good derby.
All the information on the 2000 Skate Team International WFTDA playoffs and championships at WFTDA.com/tournaments.
You want to know what I'm super excited about?
2000 Skate Team.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, yeah, because they're also doing, oh golly, what are they called? Cups. Continental Cups.
Kalamazoo. We get to go to
I
Kalamazoo.
know. Kalamazoo's pretty great. You want to know where else we get to go?
Where?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
And, are you ready for this?
Somewhere in the UK.
Birmingham.
That's where we want to go.
Oh, that's
we
where
can
I
visit
wanna go.
Cherry.
Yes. Hey, Cherry, we're going to come hang out with you. I hope you have extra space in your bedroom to cuddle.
While I got the opportunity, I want to say hello to Mermaid. I'm sorry, that's Jones from the Texas team. Also want to say hi to the Triple D and the Rolling Rebellion and Assassination City.
What?
Assassination City, you know who I'm talking about.
Aw, shout outs. Love them. They're so great.
The collision wanted to thank the Roller Juniors from Raleigh. They're having
Raleigh
a tournament
Rollers.
in Nashville this weekend.
Oh, fun! That's I love to see the juniors play. We've got some junior teams here. I know
a
there's
bunch of junior teams here.
We got a lot of junior roller derby happening. My goodness, I was calling a team. I was calling about earlier today for juniors, and I was looking at them going, I'm slightly terrified for what roller derby is going to look like in like 4 years, because these kids who have been skating for, at this point in time, 4 or 5 years at this point, they're going to be coming up into, being of age to be 18 with 10 years of experience under their belt. Like, that's...
I really love it when I call a junior roller derby game and then I go call in a big tournament and they age up and they're playing on the adult teams.
and
they remember me when I was calling them and they were little.
Oh, they're like, I remember you.
Our future is safe with our junior roller derby program.
That is very true. I think was Lauren Munch the first one to like really come through the full, 4-row city, because I know that she was doing junior stuff, and then I feel like there's got to be others.
A cut call on the Texas jammer for entering the track in front of a blocker who had superior position. At this point in time on review, the blocker was still in front of the jammer's hips. At that point, no call will be assessed. Official review is not retained.
Looks like the collision lost their review, asking for a track cut that nobody saw. And if nobody saw it, it didn't happen.
Thank you, Whack Job. We appreciate you being the head official for this bout.
The enabler is going to be wearing the star for the Texas Outlaws. That's Walter Cation for the collision.
Walter Cation.
For excitement and emotion.
Dun 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 dun.
Everybody loves interjections.
Conjunction junction. Walter. Just doesn't.
That made me pass English.
Did it?
It did.
Nice. How a bill becomes a law.
We have the enabler behind altercation as the 5-second call happens.
Was that a little like a little butt tap there?
Little scrum start.
The
But the enabler made quick work out of that pass.
Oh man. Oh, big hit there to the inside.
As soon as I say that, he breaks through.
Walter Cation springs back up, recycles back to the back, and tries to get around as the enabler puts 5 more in the sky.
Enabler already through on that first scoring pass.
Altercation just being stymied by those 2 blockers. Who, let's see, number 195 Sweet Pea just has Waltercation's number.
The enabler pulls down 5 more on that pass. That's 10 points already in this jam with another minute left to go.
Princess at the same time, just defense beasts out there right now. And then we got number 9 Rhino literally doing what his name entails, just going up there, mixing some stuff up and coming back, getting ready for more defense.
He's one of those players that just likes playing defense.
The enabler picks up another 5 points. Oh, nice little jump there, giving the enabler another 5 points. I don't think it was quite an apex jump, but it was darn close.
Point total thus far.
And just like that, he skates another lap.
Picks up another 5.
He's put Nichols in his piggy bank.
Does he get a penny for every point he scores? Because that would be a lot of points. Woo! And just like that, the jam ends.
Oh my.
40.
Look what happens at the Big O.
45 points,
At the
folks.
Big O,
45
points
in one jam. This is that is 2 minutes. Somebody do the math. How many points is that a minute?
That's a bunch of laps. I am not going to try to do math this late in the day.
That's like 3 points a second? No. It's a point every 3-ish seconds.
That's 45 points in 2 minutes any way you look at it. Tally's going to be the jammer record for Texas, and it is a power jam situation as the jammer for the collision sets in the box.
And that is easy button in the box for the collision. Tally coming up against those blockers, that defensive wall.
That's a big wall up front, too.
It is indeed. And then you send little Steve Sweat there to break it up, and just like that, he does, giving an opportunity for Tally to make a little hole, and hole he does. Tally's through and your lead jammer.
And if you'll notice, Texas bridges real effectively so they can control that engagement zone.
They're, yeah.
That's where the confounded bridge is.
Ah, that darn bridge. Well, looks like we've got a star pass.
Who's our new jammer?
Boomerang, I believe. Yep, he's got it. There he goes. Now he is official and everything with a star on his helmet.
Tally's out there
Ooh.
putting 5 on the board at a time.
Ooh, little bit of friendly fire. 3 points picked up for collision. Total of 13 for the Texas Outlaws. 15 minutes in, 15 minutes left. Texas Outlaws 140 to the collision's 21.
Dr. Feelgood going to be the jammer record for Texas. That's hit or miss, going to wear the star for the collision. Dr. Feelgood had the most points in the jam until that 45-point jam that we saw just a couple of jams ago. Oh, my.
I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I will probably not see another 45-point jam this weekend.
I can't remember seeing a 45-point jam.
Never seen one before either. I don't know if there'd be. I mean, I don't know if there's a way to get more than 45 points in 2 minutes. Somebody figure it out.
And then let us know. You can talk to us using the hashtag #TalkToWFTDA.
Or you can use the hashtag Big O 2018. If you do the Big O 2018 hashtag, we really like to see pictures of your cats watching roller derby. Well, I do.
Any animals watching roller derby.
Exactly, any animals. The more exotic the animals, the more fun.
With the hashtag the Big O in front of.
Yes.
I want to see the Big O fish.
The big O fish, the big old alligators.
Dr. Feelgood getting pointed at. I assume he's lead gem. Hit or miss, trying to do a little defense as she's wearing the star, knocks him to the infield and forces him to recycle all the way back down to turn 1. 4.
Feel Good is through, picks up 5 points. You're not actually here to listen to this, but if you were, folks, you would be able to hear when they brace the of their skate wheels on this track.
And you might hear some whistles from the track right next door too.
Yeah, there. I know. I've heard rumors that there used to be separate whistles used for each track, so they weren't confused. I don't know if that's happening this time.
I don't even know that there was 2 different kinds of whistles.
Really? Do you think it was all just like
today. I learned that today. It's a good day when you learn something.
I mean, you should always try to learn something new.
Absolutely.
I learned that not collusion. Wow. First my brain doesn't
Collision?
work. Now my eyes don't work. They're the collision. I thought the collision was the same as the concussion. So I thought I was super excited that I thought I was going to have some Lane County men's roller derby, and then
They are here this weekend. I
They
got to call
are.
a game for them
oh, nice.
with the amazing Apple.
Oh, Apple. But yeah, so it was. So I learned that concussion is not collision in men's roller derby. They're 2 different teams.
Well, if you're a member of the Cape Fear Roller Girls, your coach Brickhouse told me to tell you hi.
Hey, Brickhouse is real proud of you. You should be real proud of him too. Altercation. Official review was being called by Texas Outlaws. Oh, excuse me, that was a hiccup again. If you had tuned into the previous bout, you heard me get the hiccups then. It happens.
Did you drink some water?
I have been drinking water. What happens primarily is I breathe and then I swallow air and then I get the hiccups. And then I get hiccups for normally a very long time. And I forget that I have the hiccups, so I keep my mouth slightly open, so my hiccups become extraordinarily loud.
I don't mind hiccups. They don't hurt, do they?
No. Lots of people laugh at me, especially when I get them at work, because you can hear them through the whole entire office. And, like,
Sweet.
it's just like a wave of giggles, because they're like, yeah, she's got the hiccups again.
Road in Salem, Oregon. So just down the highway. So 2 great championships for our Derby associations.
Our head referee, Robin U. Blind, is explaining the situation to the desk. We'll be back with just a little information for you as soon as we can get it.
You guys here in the venue, don't forget to go get your raffle tickets. Go buy some, maybe even with something else. See the prizes at the Big O merch booth right over on track 1.
Raffle.
Bye. Spend.
Texas Outlaws called that official review. Let's see if
They came off the track awfully happy.
they did. I'm never really sure if they're happy because they won it, or if they're happy because they just woo a lot.
I like to think it's just people in Texas in
Hey.
general are happy.
Texas is looking for a cut call against the collision jammer at the apex for a blocker who established superior position. Upon official review, we have determined that the blocker did have superior position. As a result, the jammer will be starting in the box as well.
You heard it right there. I heard it in my headphones.
I
so
did too.
That mic was loud.
So we're going to start this jam with no jammers.
No jammers, no jammers.
You just wait and see what happens here. That whistle's going to blow and they're going to race.
Turns into a foot race.
We got a race from the box to see who can be lead jam first. Dr. Feelgood or hit or miss. Dr. Feelgood wins that race by the time they get to turn 1. Hit or miss being forced to the outside. Forced to recycle. She goes in there and tries to play a little defense, but she gets knocked to the infield herself.
Buster being the one to just take care of hit or miss.
Dr. Feelgood with a grand slam on that pass. He's going for some more.
In between turns 1 and 2, feel good now put 4 points on the board and a completed star pass. Meanwhile,
Completed star pass to, that is number 42. That is good old Walter Cation.
Taken out by a sniper.
Walter Cation fell over that gosh darn ghost.
And he almost just got Dylan over there in turn 1, our referee that happened to be skating by. 4 points on that pass.
Boomerang wearing the star for the collision.
That is Lambo Arfides jamming for Texas. This is his first jam of the game.
Lambo knocked to the outside, gonna reset. Boomerang now knocking to the inside and will also find his way to the back of the line.
Boomerang being taken out by Frankenbeans.
Slides on through, did
Ooh.
lead before the contact.
Lambo is getting pointed at like he is lead jam.
Movement drills are important.
Heyo. Cuts through there like the pack just doesn't even exist. Picks up, what was that, 4 points for the Outlaws.
After a few higher scoring
Trying to use that hit it and quit strategy.
quits for Texas.
Strategizing on using that strategy.
Strategy upon strategy upon strategy. It's like,
Official review red.
that would be the Texas Outlaws that are calling for a second official review now. So what happens when you win your official review? You get to keep it.
Scoreboard was called by Texas.
Which is always cool, getting to keep it. That's almost like an extra timeout.
It kind of is.
And this timeout brought to you by Hit This. Derby Gear has everything you need to get rolling, from skates to protective gear and unmatched service for all your derby needs. Before you hit the track, Hit This. One of my favorite skate shops in all of Oregon.
Oh, really?
Based out of Salem, Derby owned and operated.
Nice. Are they here in the vendor
They
village?
are here in the vendor village, and I just love the name.
I know, it's so great. It's so perfect. It's almost like they did it on purpose.
I think they did. Look, we got a superstar wearing the star for the Texas Roller Derby Outlaws.
That is the enabler.
Owner of a 45-point jam already in this game.
Whew.
Hit or miss, going to be wearing the star for the collision. The whole track is doing a dance-off. Everybody's making friends.
It's not a dance off.
playing a game.
It's
Texas
a
is looking for
non.
an official review on Black Blockers currently sitting in the box for failing to leave the track when they were issued a penalty. Upon official review, there will be no additional penalty awarded.
It is a non-communication practice where you don't talk, but you look and you clap, and the person you're looking at claps, and you're supposed to do the same thing. It's
That's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy.
I
huh?
know. It's hard.
The enabler wearing the star for the Texas Outlaw. Hit or
Ooh.
miss.
Hit or miss straight out with just that star pass. Looks like we've got a not lead jammer for number 24. That is Matt Daddy. Because there is a no pass, no penalty. With that, we also have the enabler in the penalty box. So this jam will run the full 2 minutes as we have no established lead jammer.
So big opportunity here for collision.
Matt Daddy given that opportunity, working his way past those blockers, picking up some points. Ooh. Matt Daddy being careful not to get a penalty.
He's been knocked to the inside a couple of times and forced to recycle.
Woo.
The enabler is out of the box and through the pack on his initial.
But now they're both on the scoring pass. There is no lead jammer. This will go the full 2 minutes.
They've got about 49 seconds left in this jam with which to score points. The enabler puts 5 in the sky. Matt Daddy gets a knock to the outside.
Matt Daddy looking a little.
He recycled a little further back than what he needed to.
Yeah.
He needed some extra time before he hit that pack.
I do not blame him. I would not want to be hitting that pack myself.
The Senator got called for a penalty. They lose a blocker. The collision do. As does Texas. They must be passing out candy in the penalty box. There are 4 people sitting over there.
And that ends the 2 minutes. Whew, Matt Daddy looks a little bit tired over there. That is a long time to jam and have to come up against that caliber of blockers.
He's going to hope this next jam goes 2 minutes so he can sit down on that bench, hydrate, and get ready to go again.
I know I would.
Make sure you stay hydrated at home. We know you're on the edge of your seat.
It's definitely important to keep yourselves hydrated. We have a timeout being called by the collision.
This timeout brought to you by Rydell. Experience world-class edging with the Radar Halo. Available in a full range of hardness from 84A all the way up to 103A. There is a Halo for everyone. For more information, go to Rydell.com. Also want to take this opportunity to let y'all know, if you want to talk to us, use the hashtag #TalkToWFTDA. Use those hashtags.
Show us your animals watching roller derby.
I want to see the big O trout. I know somebody out there's got a trout in their living room swimming in a saltwater tank.
Big O turtle.
And that is altercation once again for the collision.
When we get back to the action, Dr. Feelgood's going to be wearing the star for the Texas Men's Roller Derby Outlaws. Walter Cation donning the star for the collision from North Carolina. They're first in flight.
A little bit of jammer. Bloop, bloop.
They're showing a little love over there in turn 3 and a half.
A little love tap here, love tap there. Ooh! Walter Cation pulls out in front.
Dr. Feelgood says, yeah, that's cute, but I'm going to call this jam.
I've got the power. I'm going to do it.
That's a scoreless jam. If you're playing the drinking game at home, go ahead and take a drink.
I know I just did because I want to stay hydrated. That is important, whether you're playing derby, watching derby, or talking about derby. I mean, just life in general, you know. Good idea to stay hydrated.
Water is the source of life.
Without water, there'd be no beer.
And you can't make beer without bubbles either.
Bubblies.
That's Tally going to be jamming for Texas.
Oh, but that is Boomerang, who just uses his toe stop, sneaks by on that outside line, and is your lead jammer for the collision.
Just like a boomerang, he took off and came right back.
Oh,
He's going to pick up 2 points and called it off. That was a quick pack.
that was real fast.
I felt the breeze when they passed us.
I know, I love that. The whoosh.
I think they need to do that again.
Again. One more time.
Hit or miss, going to be wearing the star for the collision. That's the enabler. Wearing the star for Texas.
Enabler going to that outside line. Is he going to attempt to use it? Oh, no. Going to the inside, going to the middle.
He was lead jammer before turning 1.5.
Hit or miss jamming for collision, but she is heading to the
Hit or miss, gets called for a forearm penalty. She's going to go set in the box.
Enabler currently holds the game record for the highest scoring jam with 40.
That was a big hit by Frankenbeans.
Frankenbeans is out there just wrecking shop. The enabler puts 5 in the sky on that pass. And he's looking to get some more with 1:10 left in this jam.
Just under 6 months. 6 months. Yeah, just under 6 months of Derby left to do here. No, 6 minutes in the period.
I look forward to the next 6 months of Derby.
I know, me too. It's going to be great with all the different Continental Cups and tournaments and championships.
Nice offensive assist there in the front by
The enabler gets through another scoring pass. Meanwhile, hit or miss out of the box and back into the fray.
Coming up against that wall of red.
That's a big wall of red there in the back.
Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea just working.
Enabler with another 5-point pass, total of 15, and Texas hits the
Side of sausage and rhino. That's a dynamic duo.
Hit or miss, being sneaky with the blocker for collision. That was a brick. I think that was Brick House. I think it was Brick House. They were pretending to do a star pass in hopes of confusing and having the other people, the other team, take a run for it. Unfortunately, that didn't work, and they stuck on her.
Lambo's wearing the star for Texas. That's Walter Cation going to be jamming for the collision. Lambo starts about 20 feet behind the jam line as the whistle blows. Just like that, Lambo is out front and your lead jam. Walter Cation still trying to make his initial pass through the pack.
So far out of these 16 jams we've had in this half, Texas has had lead all but 3 times.
Ooh, that was a fall, a jump. It's hard to see through people to really know exactly what was going on, but I heard somebody land. Meanwhile, Lambo. Oh, yeah, hit to the inside there, causing to have to recycle a bit. Comes for a second attempt, second attempt, his second scoring attempt through the pack.
He already owns 5 points in this jam.
1 minute remains on this jam. Lambo just having a heck of a time with that inside line, getting the hits to the end continuously, causing him to have to recycle. And now hit to the outside, even more of a recycle.
Lambo recycles all the way back.
But that was a track cut
He
penalty.
didn't recycle enough.
He did not.
And you get in trouble when you don't recycle.
He did not see
They were sneaky. I don't know how you could miss him.
I know that was Brick House. Brick House is not a short fella.
No.
With a 4-2 pack advantage, though.
He might have a buddy named Goliath.
Probably his older brother.
For Texas. 3 for collision.
In what could be the last jam of the half.
Number 17, I'm about to come at you live.
We have the Texas Outlaws jammer starting in the penalty box. So this is going to be Boomerang's power start.
Boomerang for the collision.
5 seconds called on the floor. Skaters are off.
Texas has a 4-pack advantage to the 3-pack for collision. Doesn't really matter though, because Lambo is out of that penalty box, gets his way through, and is lead jammer.
My producer's telling me that they've had every lead jam except for 3 in this game so far.
Oof. I mean, when you're looking at 17 jams, that is impressive.
I mean, it is a legal blocking zone, so
Why not use it?
collision trying to regroup. As Lambo approaches the pack again.
Lambo does have a couple of moves in his bag as he does a backwards pirouette to put 5 more on the board for the Texas Outlaws.
Lambo looks at
Lambo, that's the second pack.
looks at his coach, smiles, gets the indication to keep on going, and does so.
I learned how not to make the screen die.
I noticed. Good job. Technology sometimes is our friend.
Woof, woof.
Pass.
This old dog learned a new trick.
Atta boy.
Lambo puts 5 more on the board.
That is 25 so far.
Is through that pack, eligible to score points.
We have a star pass.
Star pass to, that is 52 Boomerang. Are you sure?
I think he stashed it and then put it back on. That's what made me think it was a star pass.
That's what,
But it was just Boomerang being sneaky.
those sneaky folks out there on the track.
Well, those 4 whistles are going to bring us to halftime. You got about 9.5 minutes.
9.5 minutes. Go grab yourself a snack,
A beverage.
a beverage, a bevy, as they call it in some places.
Visit the Louvre.
Yep, or toilet.
And we will see you in about 9.5 minutes.
See you then.
How y'all doing? We're
Dun,
back
dun,
at the
dun,
Big
dun,
O
dun.
for the second half of this game of the Texas Outlaws versus the Collision for North Carolina.
Part 2.
I'm Johnny Pepper.
I'm Loose Change. I was like, wait a second, I'm supposed to say something there.
Yes.
What do I say?
We're going to say our names a lot.
Loose Change, Loose Change.
Johnny Pepper rocks.
Loose Change is the prettiest in the world.
We're going to get back to the action on the track. Boomerang's going to be wearing the star for the Collision. And that is
Texas side. So pretty evenly matched and nobody in huge danger of fouling out.
Dr. Feelgood
For our first
wearing the star for the Texas Outlaws. But just like that, Boomerang is lead jam. That's only happened 3 times in the first half. First time in this half. The pivot hit or miss is going to be called for a forearm. She's going to go to the penalty box.
Boomerang, boomerang.
Dr. Feelgood puts 4 points on the board. Boomerang now back at the back of the pack trying to get through.
Dr. Feelgood playing leapfrog.
Dr. Feelgood took a hit of the face by that wall of blue up front, but he picks up 5 points on that pass. A well-earned. Meanwhile, Boomerang picks up 4 points on that pass.
Texas Frankenbeans.
Dr. Feelgood exits the pack with 4 more points and takes off.
Outlaws, number 11, Frankenbeans.
Boomerang
Boomerang picks up 4 points on that pass, and he calls it off.
For Carolina, 13 for Texas.
That was 8 points on that jam
Stepped up in a huge way this year.
for the collision.
Grimes and Jake for making our broadcast possible. Thank you very much.
Waltercation's going to be wearing the star for the collision, and that's Tally wearing the star for Texas Outlaws.
Players shuffled up as we
Whistle blows, both jammers take off. Waltercation goes to the outside, finds some daylight, exploits it for the second time in this half. The collision, our lead.
Is this 2 in a row?
That is 2 in a row.
Ooh, I wonder what was said during halftime that got the collision so fired up, because I am loving it.
That was definitely a halftime talking to, and they came out on fire.
They came out swinging, and they are ready to go. Loving it.
Lead jam status on both the jams in this second half. Easy Button's going to wear the star for the collision and try to keep that run intact. But number 151, the enabler, wearing the star for the Texas Outlaw. He, the owner of a 45-point jam in the first half.
Enabler doing a little bit of defense there, kind of pushing his guys out of the way, saying, okay, I need to be here. You go there, I'm going to be here.
Easy Button looked for an easy way through the pack, but he gets shoved outside by the side of Sausage. Recycles all the way back to the back.
Between a side of sausage and frankenbeans.
Enabler jumped through on the inside, picked up 5 points on that pass, and he's already back around for another scoring run.
I've decided that the Outlaws just need to have one full jam where all of their, it's just food themed. We've got frankenbeans, Mr. Taco, we got sweet pea, we got side of sausage.
I love all those foods.
Right? I mean, they're really just missing one. I don't know. We got sweet peas.
And they have an enabler.
They do have an enabler. Enabler can be their jammer then.
He's called for a back block, and he's going to go set down for a little while. Meanwhile, hit or miss is the jammer record for the collision.
Oof.
Jammer takeout by Texas.
Hit or miss has the jammer cap in her hand. Taking just a quick breather, figuring out where is everybody? Where do I want to be?
Where's that crease with the daylight? All she can see is a wall of red in front of her.
'Cause that's all she needs. It's all she needs. Just that one little crack. And she can push her way through that
Meanwhile,
wall.
the enabler is out of the box and back into the action.
That was a very successful penalty kill for the Outlaws.
And that jam gets called off. Jam number 3 is over with 14 points awarded to the enabler on that jam. Waltercation's going to be the jammer record for the collision from North Carolina.
These delightful folks in black and blue, the collision. Now, where exactly are they from again?
North Carolina, first in flight. They are a funnel league
Oh,
from
what
North
is funnel
Carolina
league?
and all surrounding areas. They don't have quite enough people in North Carolina to start a men's team, so they just get everybody from all the surrounding areas, you know, like
Virginia, South
Virginia, South Carolina.
Nice.
And some of these
That's
people
brilliant.
travel over an hour just to come to practice. Some of them 2.
That is dedication. That is dedication, and that is the love of the sport right there.
And we love roller derby. I believe roller derby can change the world.
I agree. I agree. The relationships, the connections, you connect all those dots, and roller derby is everywhere.
Easy Button's going to be the jammer of record for the collision. That's Tally wearing the star for the Texas Outlaws.
And it looks like
Tally, very successful jammer in that first half.
The collision. Tally
Continuing, picks up lead jam status.
Tally's out front. He's your lead jam.
Oh,
Comes around on a scoring pass, but runs into the brick house.
yep, that was a low block being assessed. He sort of did kind of like a baseball slide type of deal into a skater for the collision. That is a penalty, so
joining Tally in the penalty box. So 4-3 pack advantage for collision on a power jam.
Easy button on a power jam, and at the moment has the pack advantage.
Easy button gets an assist.
22 minutes left in this game.
Staying in bounds oh so narrowly. Makes that initial
Easy
pass.
Button
Now
finally clears that initial pass.
that penalty box.
Tally out of the box and working on that pack as we speak.
And
Rhino comes in, tries to take out Easy Button, does not successfully, ends up actually taking himself out.
He come charging in there like a rhino and thought he was going to hit and didn't, and there just wasn't nothing to stop that momentum.
are they giving out cookies over there? Because everybody seems to go to the penalty box right now.
Got a lot of penalties going on right now for the collision. Hit or miss actually told to return to the track because there was no room in the inn.
I bet they got Rice Krispie treats over there.
Ooh, I would go sit in the penalty box for a Rice Krispie treat.
4 points for Tally and 5.
I think I'd commit an egregious or maybe 2 penalties so you could stay in there for a whole
Whole
minute.
minute? How many Rice Krispie bars do you think you could eat in a minute?
At least one.
At least one. It depends. So here, I mean, like, how big are they? Because, you know, if they're really small, I would be able to eat a couple.
Right.
Design studio and screen printing. They're
But if they're really small,
designed by
you more. If they're the big ones,
our vendor village, Fingers Duke.
I could eat at least one.
Go buy raffle tickets. You might even win something. See the prizes at the Big O merch.
This is the 6:30 game on track 2 here at the Big O in beautiful Eugene, Oregon.
I am getting a donut delivered right now to me. I am so excited. I have in front of me a voodoo donut, compliments of the wonderful Dakota Norsemen, some of my favorite humans.
That's pretty awesome.
A donut.
You know what I like about it? It's that Texas container.
I know it's in a it's in a Texas Roadhouse to go container. I love it.
Johnny Pepper is from Texas, in case you don't know.
What?
Of course.
This year, the adult game is
So here's the question for you, Johnny Pepper. How many voodoo donuts do you think you could eat in the penalty box in a minute?
I know how many you're going to eat at the announcer table right now.
You got it.
Did they keep the pink box? That's what I want to know.
Oh, that's a good question. I hope so. Those boxes are just so dang cute and adorable, and just a little bit of violent.
If you have a voodoo donut box at the house, put your cat in it and send us a picture.
Yes, do it. At me, Dorky Barb. I want to see all your cats and all your donut boxes. Ideally, if they're voodoo, that would be the best case scenario. I will accept any and all kinds of donut boxes, though. So, at me, Dorky Barb on Twitter, and then post it with the hashtag
Big O.
Big O 2018 Cats and Donuts. That is a very specific Twitter hashtag.
When we get back to the action, Boomerang will be the jammer of record for the collision.
in the penalty box because Tally from Texas is being
Tally is in the box. Boomerang's backing up all the way to turn 3.
box who did not get
I would too.
He's backing up so far. He's still going back.
where he was sitting.
He's going to back all the way up into another time zone.
Out on the
If you hit the central time zone, I think you may have gone a little bit too far.
And once again, we start the jam technically with no jammer, but that will change now as apparently Texas jammer getting lead.
Now we got 2 jammers on the floor. Tally, the Texas jammer, comes out of the box and grabs lead.
Had the star there, and star for
That is Buster, excuse me.
Buster able to dive through a spinning around. Nice moves. 4 points.
I am interested in the decision that he made to start so far back. Because then he has no opportunity to become lead jammer.
To the front, out of that pack, now eligible to score. Tally. I'm not Tally, excuse me, Buster.
We've got a hard hit on Brickhouse as he goes down, grabbing his face.
We're going to be down for a second. We're going to take a look at Buster. If he's okay.
Brickhouse is okay, but there is a Texas skater.
That's Buster, I believe. We want to take the opportunity to thank all our volunteer medics out here. We hate to use them, but we're so glad they are here.
Oh, and he is up and off the track under his own volition. If anyone was concerned, he is wooing, which is, if you know Texas, kind of their thing that they do. The Outlaws woo. Woo! That's their thing.
I want to give a shout out to Rydell, experienced world-class edging with the Radar Halo. Available in a full range of hardness from 84A all the way up to 103A. There is a Halo for everyone. For more information, go to rydell.com. When we get back to the action on the track, Walter Cation will be the jammer record for the collision. The enabler has the star on his helmet for the Outlaws of Texas.
The enabler having a little chat with Evil Ed, one of the coaches from the collision, shaking hands, making sure everything's good and copacetic.
There's birds, they're back. Hello, Texas Outlaws.
They're calling the Texas Ric Flairs.
Texas has a little fan base over there in the stands in the form of the Houston men's team who won their first MRD game yesterday.
MRDA?
Yes.
Yes.
And I got to be on that call. I'm
How
so
was
proud.
that?
It was really cool. I got to call their inaugural game when they formed,
Really?
and I got to call their first sanctioned win.
Oh, man, you must be good luck for them. That's amazing.
Maybe they'll take me with them everywhere.
I mean, they should. Obviously, they need to. You've set a precedent.
I did. Skaters are being called to the floor. 5 seconds called. Walter Cation, the jammer record for their collision. That is the enabler wearing the star for the team in red, the Texas Outlaws. And just like that, before I can get it out, the enabler is getting pointed at. He is your lead jam.
Big
Meanwhile,
hit to the outside there, causing Walter Cation to literally sprawl out, sort of like a bird kind of on that outside track where the officials are. But he pops back up, comes back onto the track.
when he gets back on the track, though, he's looking for his pivot with that star stashed. The enabler puts 5 more in the sky.
10 points total for Texas so far in this
As
jam.
Walter Cation still works on that wall of red in the back of the pack.
Oh, beautiful dodge there by the
That was some fancy footwork on that inside line for the enabler.
The enabler on that last pass was waving to the in-house announcing team as he went by.
Said, "Yep, I did that. Thanks for acknowledging me."
eligible to score points.
Texas Outlaws avenging that loss they took earlier today.
That was Matt Daddy accepting that very powerful block.
That is 2 points for the collision.
21 points in that jam as the Texas Outlaws bust the 300 mark.
Oh, I misspoke. That wasn't Matt Daddy. That was the senator.
Dr. Feelgood wearing the star for the Texas Outlaws.
Here we go, jam underway. Boomerang
That is Boomerang wearing the star for the Collision from North Carolina.
Boomerang's, I think, one of my favorites from the Collision so far.
Dr. Feelgood is lead jam before he gets to turn 2. Boomerang is out of the pack and eligible to score. Dr. Feelgood with that track awareness.
Ooh, Dr. Feelgood, though, going to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. This is going to give Boomerang the opportunity to pick some more points on the board. He's already picked up 5. Let's go for another 5, Boomerang.
He's got a minute 20 left to do it. And for 30 of those seconds, Dr. Feelgood will be in the penalty box.
But yes, giving him a power jam opportunity. Whoa.
And I looked over there, and there aren't no Rice Krispie treats.
Well, thank you for doing the reconnaissance for us. That is
Glad
important.
to help out.
Those are important questions. Boomerang literally sneaks by as Steve Sweat is trying to do that last final little hit, but able to pick up 5 more points for the Collision.
Dr. Feelgood comes out of the box, passes the pack, going around on a scoring run again. Makes a little leprechaun hop over there in turn 2 and picks up 4 points. We've got 17 minutes, 42 seconds left in this game. Dr. Feelgood throws up a grand slam. Boomerang still looking. No pass, no penalty. Picks up 4 points on that pass.
That was a little fancy swoop and spin by Dr. Feelgood.
That was smooth.
Yes, smooth is definitely.
So the Norsemen made a donut run all the way to Voodoo for you.
They did.
Lucky you.
I know.
Official timeout on the track, trying to get points straightened out.
We got a timeout on the track, and this timeout's brought to you by Hit This. Derby Gear has everything you need to get rolling, from skates to protective gear and unmatched service for all your derby needs before you hit the track. Hit This.
And because we had to use them a little while ago,
Well, we have this delightful little timeout.
thank you, Harmony and
I
for being our EMTs this weekend.
want to say thank you to all of the volunteers.
Emerald City are gracious hosts, and they've got tons of volunteers, everybody helping out to pull this off.
They do. I can't even imagine how much energy and effort and money and time and blood and sweat and tears goes into planning a 3-day, 3-track tournament like this. This is not just something that you start, like, oh, we're going to start stuff a week from, no, this is like it is 9 months. We need to start planning now kind of a situation.
Almost a year in advance.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me if they've already started planning for
I bet they're
2019.
NDO. You know what NDO stands for?
No.
No days off.
Oh.
Meanwhile, we have a meeting on the track. The team in black and blue. Slim Skaty's going to be wearing the star for the Collision. The Enabler's wearing the star for the Texas Outlaws.
Will the real Slim Skady please stand up? Oh.
That reminds me, I want to say hi to Shady Hawkins. Can I do that?
Yeah, totally you can. Hi, Shady Hawkins. I'll even say hi, too.
Sweet. The Enabler is getting pointed at. He is your lead jam. Coming around on a scoring pass. He's got 2 to beat.
And beat he does. Picks up the full 5.
Big old 5 in the sky. Puts another nickel in the piggy bank. And that piggy bank is full.
Meanwhile, real Slim Skady attempting to make his way past those blockers in red. But number 505, Side of Sausage, seems to have his number and just stymieing him at any given point in time, whether it's inside, whether it's outside, whether it's just down the middle of the track.
On the straightaway by the enabler. Up to 20 points.
We have a star pass. That is Walter Cation wearing the star now for the collision.
Jam called off.
Slick Shoes goes to the bench before the jam was called off. Texas will be short one blocker in this next jam. 4-3
15.
pack advantage for the collision.
Just over 15 minutes remain in this second half with that 5 seconds. Boomerang and the Dr. Feelgood. Oh. Boomerang is your lead jammer for the
Collision. Dr. Feelgood out of the pack and now eligible to score.
Who's going to call it? Or, well, we know who's going to call it. When are they going to call it? That's the question.
Both jammers flying around the track. Boomerang gets knocked to the outside. Texas loses another blocker to the penalty box.
Dr. Feelgood hit to the outside. Some slow skating backwards. And then Boomerang back on the track, gets through, picks up 4 points. Meanwhile, 0-0-1 Mighty Mouth. Mighty Mouth is giving Dr. Feelgood the business. Meanwhile, giving that opportunity for Boomerang to pick up another 5 points.
Dr. Feelgood called for a penalty, going to the box. That's going to leave Boomerang out there for a power jam with 46 seconds left in the jam.
Under 13 and a half minutes remaining. Texas Outlaws 352, Collision 74. We've got Easy Button out there wearing the star.
We've seen a 45-point jam. The Collision just needs to pull off 7.5 more, and they're right back in this game.
7 45-point jams.
Absolutely.
They can do it.
Anything can happen in roller derby.
Dr. Feelgood is out of the penalty box through, and your lead jammer.
He with the patriotic skates, the red, white, and blue boots.
Which matches the red, white, and blue jerseys very nicely.
And we now have a full complement for both teams.
Dr. Feelgood gets knocked to the outside, recycles back and shoots through the pack like a rocket. Picks up 5 more. Easy Button gets knocked to the infield, lands on his backside, springs back up, and gets back out there.
Some bridging happening, going backwards, going forwards. Dr. Feelgood uses that outside line, picks up some more points for the Outlaws.
Pack almost coming to a standstill over here in turn 4.
Number 24, Matt Daddy, currently the pivot with the handoff, is now the jammer. Jammer of note. Matt Daddy coming up against
Dr. Feelgood with another Grand Slam
Matt Daddy the Jammer a record before that jam gets called off. A little more than 10 minutes left in this game.
So, Dr. Feelgood was just hanging out on the track. I couldn't quite tell if he was on the track or in the inside of the track. And we have an official review being called for the first time by the Collision Roller Derby. Just a reminder, everybody gets one new.
This official review brought to you by Rydell. Experienced unmatched stability and response in a simplified, revolutionary design. The Powerdyne Arius Platinum. Performance redefined. For more information, go to Rydell.com. We got about 10 and a half minutes left in this game.
10 and a half minutes.
When we get back to the action, Boomerang will be the jammer of record for the Collision from North Carolina.
Boomerang.
So Collision able to put some really good jams together in these past few jams.
The enabler is going to put the star on his helmet for the Texas Outlaws.
The enabler.
And he's just skating around, doing some footwork, keeping those
Skating.
wheels loose.
Skating here, skating there, skating everywhere.
It is 2018.
20 skating. Just an FYI, I have officially started eating my donut, if you can't hear by my chewing. And the sugar is starting to get to me. So, yeah. At this point in time, I'm probably going to go into a little bit of a sugar rush.
Has that got stuff in the middle?
I'm not sure. I started eating the head. I'm almost to the mouth. I'll let you know. Would you like a bite?
No.
Are you sure?
Until you get to the custard. And then you
Okay.
ask me. and I'm
You got a
down.
deal. I am totally okay with sharing.
For our juniors, will be our penultimate game, and of course the last
The referees in a circle talking about good things.
big MVP bout.
And they decide to break up. All the referees go back to their
Collision is
prospective
looking for an
places.
official review for a misconduct penalty against the red jammer for maintaining an unblockable position. Upon official review, we've determined no penalty will be issued. They do not retain their official review.
Ah, so he was on the track. Because that would have been Dr. Feelgood on the knee at the apex
The
of
Collision loses their official review. They still got 2 timeouts.
FYI, I just hit the stuff in the middle of the donut.
All right. Boomerang the Jammer record for the Collision. That's the enabler wearing the red star, the black star with the red cover for the Texas Outlaws, and he's getting pointed at. He is your lead jam.
Big hit there to the inside by Steve Sweat, causing number 52 Boomerang to recycle back, but almost to the jammer line, but not quite.
The enabler puts up 5 points, makes quick work. Oh, he got shoved to the outside. Instead of recycling back, decides to call it off.
Conservation of energy.
7 points on that jam for the enabler. 9.5 minutes left in the game. The Collision giving everybody high five as they come out of the game and go to the bench. Waltercation will be wearing the star for the Collision.
High five, Johnny. Woo! High five. And we've got number 42, Waltercation, jamming. And Sweet Pea. Ooh, this is. Oh. Excuse me. Sweet Pea being assessed a forearm penalty. This gives. Drat. Waltercation's being assessed a penalty as well, so we will have a very quick jammer flip flop.
Sweet Pea back on the track.
Waltercation will serve the same exact time that Sweet Pea did, even if it's less than 30 seconds.
As Sweet Pea comes up on the pack, G.I. Joel tries to open up a hole. He does. And that allows Sweet Pea to pick up some points.
Since both jammers went to the penalty box, there's no lead jammer. This will last the full 2 minutes. We are halfway through that, so 1 minute remains on the jam clock.
Sweet Pea with 5 points on that pass. That gives him 9 points total for the jam so far, with 47 seconds left in it. 5 more points for Sweet Pea. Easy Button trying to work on that pack. He's getting shoved to the outside by Frank and Beans.
5 more is going to be put on the score, which will take the Texas Outlaws to above that 400 mark.
Hit or miss being assessed a penalty. Told to get to the box. As she was trying to communicate some instructions before she left the track. And then jam gets called off. 29 points for Sweet Pea in that jam, which was jam 13. 7 minutes left in this game.
13 jams in. For 13.74. Team timeout being called by Collision.
This timeout brought to you by the WFTDA. The WFTDA tournaments provide everyone who loves roller derby an opportunity to witness the most anticipated matchups of the year. Get all the information on the 2000 Skate Team International WFTDA playoffs and championships at WFTDA.com/tournaments.
Tournament season is going well. I mean, this is really, in my opinion, like the beginning. The Big O sort of for me sort of is like, yep, the start of the tournament season.
This is usually a good gauge of where the teams are after the season ends.
You know, I mean, there's littler things that kind of go on a little bit earlier and stuff, but I feel like, you know, tournament season really doesn't start until the Big O happens. Gives everybody that chance to see, okay, who's retired, who's transferred, who's doing what, where's teams going, where's teams at.
Boomerang, the jammer of record for the Collision. That's Dr. Feelgood wearing the star for the Outlaws.
Dr. Feelgood finds that outside line, is your lead jammer.
Dr. Feelgood around for the scoring pass. Boomerang makes his way out of the pack and is now eligible to score, but Dr. Feelgood said, I don't think so, and calls it off.
Just over 6 minutes remain on the period clock. We are going to see the Enabler back at it, going up against Waltercation. We've seen these two gents go at it a couple different times every single half.
The Enabler gets up on his toe stops, acts like he wants to walk through the pack.
But then oh my goodness, as you were saying that, Waltercation was literally doing it. He was up on his toe steps, walking through the outside of that pack. And good golly, Miss Molly, he did it and did it well, and calling it off right now. And hopefully, let's see, he picked up some points. Good job, Waltercation. That is 2 points for the Collision. Long distance high five. Woo! Real five.
Real five.
Real five.
Boomerang, the jammer of record for the Collision. That is Dr. Feelgood. We're going to take two on that jam.
Mm.
Well, when you find something that works, you just stick with it.
Oh, and you're like predicting because they did it again. They did it again, folks. The collision, outside line, using their toe stops. It was so beautiful. Boomerang did the exact same thing that Waltercation did because he liked it so much he was going to do it again.
Feel Good does pull off 1 point on that jam.
But
Both jammers
so,
pick up 1 point.
Exactly.
4:20 left in this game.
This is exciting. Roller derby's fun, friends.
Admiral Pack Bar is going to be the jammer record for the North Carolina Collision. This is the first time in this game that he has wore the star, and he's going to take on the enabler of the Texas Outlaws. The enabler before he gets to turn 2. No pass, no penalty.
He's the first through the pack, but not lead jammer. Admiral Packbar, I like that name. Admiral Packbar took the star off his helmet and handed it very gently to Waltercation.
The enabler gets called for a back block on the back stretch. He's going to go set in the penalty box. That's going to lead the collision out there for a power jam.
And Waltercation uses that, is through, coming up on the pack to score some points now.
So this jam will go the remaining 7 seconds.
56 seconds left in this jam before the 4 whistles blow.
Ooh. Big hit there to the inside, causing Buster to have to recycle all the way.
There was some hard hitting in that back stretch right there on turn 3.5.
Enabler back out of the penalty box, picks up some points, but so does Waltercation.
The enabler picks up 4 more on that scoring pass.
Blocker's going in, doing some nice defense, making some ways for Waltercation to be able to get his way through.
And that jam expires.
Less than 2 minutes remain.
In what could be the last jam of the game.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dr. Feelgood's going to take the star, put it on his head for the Texas Men's Roller Derby Outlaws.
And timeout being called by Collision. You want to know how I know that? Because he's smart, and the bench coach goes out to where the jam timer is to say exactly when he wants the timeout to happen. So he can wait until it is 29 seconds and call timeout.
Well, I hope all of you out there in WFTDA.TV land were enjoying this game with us.
It's been a delight. We can't hear you. We can't see you. But you can hear us.
Thank you for listening and watching. Don't forget it, if you want to talk to us, use the hashtag #TalkToWFTDA.
Rolling whistle means that the timeout is over.
Boomerang's going to be the jammer record for the North Carolina Collision.
And we'll be going up against Dr. Feelgood. 5 seconds has been called.
Whistle blows and both jammers take off.
A little bit more gingerly than they have in the past. But, haha. Oh,
Forearm penalty called on Dr. Feelgood. That's going to leave Boomerang out there in a power jam situation.
gives Boomerang that opportunity to pick up lead jammer status. And he does. We've got Boomerang as... Oh. Being careful. Yep. He wasn't totally sure where he went out, so rather than risk it and get a penalty, he decides to cycle all the way to the back of the pack.
Recycling is good for the earth.
Recycling's good for Derby. Recycling's good for the earth. And with that, 30 seconds has passed. Dr. Feelgood is back on the track. Oh.
Lambo, the pivot for Texas, gets called for a failure to reform. And that jam gets called. And we have a timeout on the floor. This timeout's brought to you by Rydell. Experience unmatched ability and response in a simplified revolutionary design. The Powerdyne Arius Platinum. Performance redefined. For more information, go to Rydell.com.
Rydell.com.
We want to take this opportunity to thank all our volunteers because we love them.
And they're fabulous, and we wouldn't exist or be able to do stuff without them. Hey, Johnny,
Yes.
would you like a bite of
I
some
do
donut?
want to buy a donut. But you're going to have to talk.
I can talk. You say, oh, but you're going to have to talk. Not a big deal. Voodoo donut deliciousness. That is one of my favorite things about coming out to the
It's
Pacific
red.
Northwest. Your donuts, man. Like, we have some good donuts back in, Minneapolis, St. Paul, but there's just something about being able to eat a donut that is in the shape of a person that has, basically like a giant spear sticking through their heart. It just makes me happy.
It's a voodoo donut. And it's got red stuff inside, and that's wonderful.
And with that, we are to the what is potentially the last jam of this bout. We've got Sweet Pea jamming for the Texas Outlaws going up against Walter Cation. Walter Cation being called on a track cut will be reporting to the penalty box. We do not have a lead jammer yet. Looks like we've got Admiral Packbar joining in the penalty box as well. And we do now have lead jammer. Sweet Pea of the Outlaws is the lead jammer. Period clock has ended. Jam clock still going at just under 120. Sweet Pea picks up 5 points, giving the collision, get it right, loose. Giving the collision blocker and jammer opportunity and time to come out of the penalty box.
Hard hit, knocking Sweet Pea to the inside, forced to recycle, but he does some fancy footwork on the outside, busts through for another 5 points.
Texas Outlaws at 4:43 with 40 seconds remaining. Will they be able to top 450? What do you say, Johnny?
My guess says yes.
All right. Well, let's see. And there is another 5 points, so that puts them at 448. 20 seconds remaining.
That wall of red in the back of the pack is holding strong, and just like that, Johnny Pepper is a prophet.
I mean, yeah. 453 for Sweet Pea. Well, for the Outlaws, 20 for Sweet Pea. Another 4 points. With that final whistle, Texas Outlaws unofficial score of 457.
The collision from North Carolina, 84.
This is just the unofficial score. We have not gotten the official, roly-trolley whistle to say yes or no. And there it is. So we have the unofficial turns into the official final score, 4:57.84. Well, Johnny, this has been a delight
It
and a
has.
pleasure.
Thank you for watching on WFTDA.tv.
It has. I have been Loose Change.
I'm Johnny Pepper.
Stick around. There's still more Derby to go, not only on this track, but tracks 1 and 3 as well.
And all day tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, we still have a whole nother day?
We do, culminating with a big all-star tournament.
Ooh, MVPs versus MVPs. Plus, I believe we have an MVP Juniors versus MVP Team USA going on for junior Team USA versus junior
That's
MVPs.
a super cool thing.
I'm super pumped to see that. All right, friends, have a good time. We will see you again. Stick around. Go watch some more Derby. It's good times.
Happy Catter Day.
Happy Catter Day. Loose Change out.